very good evening. I, Shreya Singh, with my co-host Janvi Singh, welcome you to the Primetime News on DCJ News.
We have exciting news bulletin for you all, but before that, let's have a quick look at your headlines tonight.
1. Paid period leave gathers momentum in India.
भारत में वेतन सहित मासिक धर्म छुट्टी पर चर्चा.
Air pollution causes health risks. Elderly and children are severely affected.
वायु प्रदूषण से हो रहा संकट बच्चों और बूढ़ों पर पड़ रहा सबसे ज्यादा प्रभाव.
19th Asian Women Film Festival conducted by IWOT at IIC Delhi.
IIC दिल्ली में आईवॉट द्वारा 19वीं एशियाई विमेन फिल्म फेस्टिवल का किया गया आयोजन.
Is Article 370 a reality or a propaganda?
आर्टिकल 370 हकीकत या है प्रोपेगेंडा.
Delhi pondered on a shift in reading culture.
पढ़ने की संस्कृति में बदलाव पर दिल्ली के विचार.
Double burden drags women down as a pay gap widens.
वेतन अंतर बढ़ने और दोहरे बोझ में महिलाएं ही पिछड़ी.
Challenge and opportunities, the reality of being a part-time worker in India.
भारत में अंशकालिक कार्यकर्ता होने की वास्तविकता.
नमस्कार, मैं स्वस्तिक रंजन दिल्ली के हौसखास इलाके में खड़ी हूँ. आइए हम जानते हैं कि वायु प्रदूषण के कारण लोगों की सेहत पे क्या प्रभाव पड़ रहा है. दिल्ली के बाहर कहाँ गए हैं?
मैं दिल्ली के बाहर गया था देहरादून अभी फिलहाल में, तो मैंने देखा कि वहाँ की हवा और यहाँ की हवा में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है. जैसे कि यहाँ की हवा में इतना पॉल्यूशन है कि सोचो ही मत. यहाँ पे जो बंदा उतरा देहरादून से दिल्ली आएगा तो पता चल जाएगा कि मतलब सांस लेने में उसको दिक्कत होगी, तो मतलब उसको पता चल जाएगा. और वहाँ के मतलब यहाँ पे पेड़ पौधे लगाने के बाद भी मतलब इतना एयर पॉल्यूशन है बिकॉज ऑफ व्हीकल.
मैं पहले यहाँ आई थी और मंगला डॉक्टर के पास, वो भी मेरे वाला देख के डर गया. मेरी सांस इतनी, मेरी गर्दन भी ऐसी हिल रही थी सांस के मारे.
नमस्कार दर्शकों, आज हम एक विशेष मुद्दे पे बात करने वाले हैं. वह मुद्दा है एयर पोल्यूशन हेल्थ चार्ट्स. और इस मुद्दे पे बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं आईसीएमआर में रिसर्च डिपार्टमेंट में वर्क करने वाले डॉक्टर जितेंद्र यादव सर. हेलो सर.
हेलो.
तो सर, हम आपसे सबसे पहले जानना चाहेंगे कि एयर पोल्यूशन जो है वो किस तरीके से फैल रहा है और क्या क्या मतलब दिल्ली में किस तरीके से ये इतना फैल रहा है.
तो एयर पोल्यूशन दिल्ली में बहुत ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि जो दिल्ली के पेरीफेरी एरिया है वहाँ पे भी लोग पराली जलाते हैं, उसके धुआं से भी एयर में भी पोल्यूशन आ रहा है. यहाँ पे बहुत गाड़ियाँ हैं, ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा लोगों के पास गाड़ियाँ हैं, उनका भी कुछ सफाई आ रहा है. और जो बाहरी दिल्ली है उसमें बहुत गंदगी है, उस सफाई नहीं है, उससे भी एयर पोल्यूशन आ रहा है. और एयर पोल्यूशन से स्वास्थ्य पर बहुत बुरा प्रभाव पड़ता है. सांस लेने में तकलीफ़ होती है, लोगों को बीमारियां बढ़ती हैं. इवन कोरोना काल में भी उसके वायरस एयर में ज़्यादा फैलते थे, इसलिए जहाँ पे ज़्यादा एयर पोल्यूशन था वहाँ पे कोरोना की बीमारियाँ बहुत ज़्यादा होती थी.
चिल्ड्रन है या वुमेन है या मेन है जो कि ज़्यादा वल्नरेबल है एयर पोल्यूशन को मतलब डिजीजेस कॉज होने में.
देखिए, वल्नरेबल तो ये है कि बच्चों में इम्यूनिटी पावर कम होती है, बीमारियों से लड़ने की शक्ति कम होती है, तो वो भी हैं. बूढ़े भी हैं, उनकी भी इम्यूनिटी पावर कम हो जाती है, तो ये लोग ज़्यादा रिस्क में हैं. और जैसे प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन हैं, उनको भी जब उनको नुकसान होता है इसका, तो उसके साथ साथ जो उसके पेट में बच्चा होता है उसको भी नुकसान होता है. तो वो भी एक ग्रुप है, क्योंकि उनके एक आदमी के साथ 2 आदमी का स्वास्थ्य खराब हो रहा है, तो वो भी वल्नरेबल ग्रुप में आता है. तो मेनली तो बच्चे, बूढ़े और प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन हैं जो ज़्यादा वल्नरेबल हैं.
At IWOT Asian Women's Film Festival, it celebrated the work of women filmmakers from across Asia, showcasing their diverse perspective and contribution to the cinema. They featured screening of film directed by women, panel discussion, workshop and networking opportunities. Some of the highlighted works at the festival includes Palestine director Maya Masri's documentary Frontier of Dreams and Fears, Indian filmmaker Shimoy Singh's And Towards Happy LA, South Korean director Shin Chu-won's Homage and Turkish film Do It.
Beeindruckt, dass ein solches Filmfestival heute in Indien noch stattfinden kann. So that means I'm impressed that this kind of festival can be held up still in India.
and we are hoping everything will come together. You know, it's not only one day, it's like you've been working for the last 4-5 months, we've been working on it.
Ultimately, very nice about this festival is that
All
because
of us
it's not
get together.
commercial, it's not...
And we all know each other,
we laugh
get
and we
together.
joke, we get hysterical, we lose our hair, and it's a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
ethnic filmmaker called Mai Masri, who's Palestinian. She's coming from Lebanon. We also have an Indian origin French filmmaker called Amrita David. She's coming. We have a filmmaker from Korea, Shin Soo Won. She's coming with a film called Homage. And of course, we have very interesting workshops and participants for that. There's something happening on archiving, and we have many well-known filmmakers coming for that also, because as you know, with most things now have a digital afterlife.
Yes.
So there's a conversation that's happening on that. Something that's also very meaningful is a conversation on gender, consent and law. So we have the country head of UN Women coming for that. And of course, we have our own members coming. We have young people like you coming, which makes us very happy because it gives us such an energy to the festival. And we really try and focus on 2-3 things, which I would like to add. A, we provide a platform for women of Asian origin to showcase their creativity. So from any part of the world, and we really like to try and keep it democratic and free, because you know that countries are at war, but here we feel that it's a creative space and everybody should have the right to show their work. So there are times when you're going to have people from opposing countries also at the same table talking together, and that is what is the importance is of cultural interaction. That we try and build bridges between people and we try and have these conversations.
And it's my absolute privilege to be in conversation with you. I was asking because when I was watching your films, in a way, many of them have been made in the...
What fascinating is the emotional graph of the film.
Thank you so much for your work. We will all be inspired by it.
A big element of hope. And this film is like these refugees. This is my 3rd time in India. I love it. That's why I came back when I was invited by Bina Paul and Awat, and I was keen to come back to India. You know, it's more about being here and being in this wonderful festival because I feel so much at home. And I've seen began yesterday, I saw 2 amazing films. The selection of films is really phenomenal.
So I got to know about this opportunity as a volunteer from my one of my mentor, Rashmani Singh, who is also a member at IWAT. And about my experience, it's very nice. I got the opportunity to meet a different countries' filmmaker, like from Taiwan, Nepal.
That, while I was watching your film, the Ikrar Nama,
it was a really nice, sheltered, close kind of conference. The experience was nice. People actually come to listen to you in hard times. It's a big thing. So everything, their arrangements, the rooms, etc. Everything was nice. It was all smooth, and it's good to look at people who are still ready to engage and have a conversation and care about things and are not ready to believe that it's the end of it.
What do you think that a platform like this creates for showcasing your work?
I think I can answer it in 2 ways. So first of all, of course, you get to meet like-minded people. You get to meet academics, filmmakers who are also creating films or work about those things, about marginalized communities, about oppression, about fighting back, solidarity. And second, you get to be part of conversations that may or may not have been generated by your film, but that your film or your work really talks about in detail, and you get to sort of take those conversations forward and to actually talk to people and get a sense of how things are coming across to them maybe.
आदित्य सुहास झामले द्वारा निर्देशित फिल्म आर्टिकल 370 कश्मीर के राजनीतिक भूलभुलैया में प्रवेश करती है। आर्टिकल 370 एक ऐसी फिल्म है जो कि जम्मू और कश्मीर की विशेष स्थिति को रद्द करने और इसकी स्वायत्तता को हटाने की पड़ताल करती है। 6 भागों में विभाजित यह फिल्म अवधारणा की उत्पत्ति और निर्णय की ओर ले जाने वाले घटनाओं की व्यापक समाज प्रदान।
Good evening and welcome to our movie review segment. Today, we delve into the latest cinematic release that's been making waves in the industry. Article 370, a film directed by Aditya Suhas Jamle, ventures into the heart of Kashmir's political labyrinth. If we talk about the story, Article 370 provides a glimpse into the negotiations behind the abrogation of Article 370 on August 5, 2019, while maintaining integrity, authenticity, and morality in its portrayal of events. Article 370 is a movie that explores the revocation of Jammu and Kashmir special status and the removal of its autonomy under Article 370. The movie is divided into 6 parts and provides a comprehensive understanding of the concept's origin and the events leading to the decision. If we talk about where the story begins, it begins by in 2016, highlighting incidents that prompted a shift in perspective and offers a unique viewpoint on Article 370 by examining the state's internal functioning, including its parliamentary system.
There has been noticeable shift in the reading culture of Delhi. The people who would once not consider philosophical books are now fascinated by them. Furthermore, there has been an increase in the circulation of self-help books. The youth prefer these books and several others to read in their daily life. Moreover, the evolution from traditional books reading to e-books has also raised questions in the society and the status of these culture.
Hello, I'm Varsha Rao and reporting live from the Khan Market. Today I'm standing in the front of the famous bookstore Fakir Chand, where people from all the corners of the capital states come for the reader's experience. Now let's talk to the people around about the reading culture in Delhi.
My name is Diya Saraswat.
Alright, so what do you think about the reading culture in Delhi right now?
Okay, the reading culture in Delhi, I believe, has actually become very enriched with the new kind of actually awareness that is in growing. Also because of like how technically India is becoming more advanced. So basically electronic books and इन सब की वजह से like how people are actually becoming more intrigued towards like anime हो गया या कोई भी books हो गई. तो बहुत सारे genres जो है अभी निकल के आ रहे हैं. So I believe reading culture India का and specifically Delhi का is headed towards a good way.
Okay, so what kind of genre do you prefer right now?
Okay, for me like I've always been a fan of non-fiction. Like I really like books based on लेकिन mythology मुझे बहुत पसंद है. ठीक है, तो नॉन फिक्शन में जैसे आई रियली लाइक देवदत्त पटनायक हो गए माइथोलॉजी में, एंड देन नॉन फिक्शन में लाइक डेविड गॉगिन्स हो गए और सेल्फ हेल्प बुक्स हो गए. आजकल मुझे उन सब में बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है.
So like what your views on the Bookstagram things which are going on now?
Bookstagram things, I'm not aware of that.
Alright, thank you so much. Thank you.
My name is Majid Paul Chaudhary.
Alright, so I wanted to know that what do you think like people are now preferring towards the e-books rather than having the physical copies. So like what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have a split opinion on that. E-books are easy to carry around, you know, can have multiple e-books on a small phone or a tablet, but then for me it's the smell of a new book. Like whenever I open it, that itself is an experience, and then of course reading the book. There's another fact which I particularly feel like coming to bookstores like this is, you know, you kind of find books which you would otherwise not have found when you haven't gone online, because what happens in online is the books which people read more, they rank higher and you are more likely to only read those. When you come to bookstores like this, you get a larger experience.
Okay, so are you aware about the concept of Bookstagram, like basically the books which are going trending on Instagram?
No, I have not.
We are at Midland Bookstore in Hoskas. Let's talk to the owner of the shop.
My name is Tausif Mirza, and yes, my name is Tausif Mirza.
Okay, so I'm Varsha. I've already told you. So I just want to know what you think about the reading culture in Delhi right now.
Reading culture in Delhi is growing. I mean, for sure, and then we are seeing this growth specifically post pandemic. So yes, reading culture is growing, and it's going to be here. I mean, it's going to be on a upscale only.
So like there now people are morely inclined towards Kindle and Wattpad. So does it impact the real book
See,
reading?
it took a time to have that understanding among people and general view that bookstores are an experience. Walking into a bookstore is an experience, and what you do online, it's basically it's a specific title you look for, and it's more a transaction than an experience. So I think that clarity. I mean, a lot of people have got that clarity mindset that yes, this is bookstores are here to stay, unlike I mean anything else.
So like which books, like which genres books people mostly prefer?
Genre is a diverse genre, and I mean this is not specific category of genre we used to see 20 years past. So my rom-com and young adult have a huge range now that we are seeing a new genre of books. And fiction, non-fiction, these are subcategories. Then from categories there are also subcategories that have evolved through time. So that is yes.
Yeah.
That is
So
it.
like if we want to cater specifically to Gen Z, so like
Gen
do you
Z.
have any idea like which kind of books like Gen Z prefers right now?
Okay. Gen Z.
The new generation.
Yes,
Gen
yes, I
Z.
understood. What I'm just trying to process like Gen Z. Okay, so they read more, philosophy and what Midland see them reading. I mean, obviously every bookstore have their own database on what people Gen Z are reading. So they are into more non-fiction, and yes, I mean they are into more self-help books, management and all those, like Atomic Habits and all those. Like they want to self-improvement kind of.
Would you think that book talk बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रेंड हो रहा है, तो would you think that book talk affects the way Gen Zs prefer their genre?
Book talks.
Yep. जैसे bookstagrams और book talks होते हैं ना, all of this.
Yes, I mean that plays a role. That plays a role. But yes, our curation and our picking up titles, what we want to offer, that doesn't play that much role. Yes, I mean if anybody comes with a listening to any podcast or talk show, they come with specific book. We always have that because they normally talk. I mean book talks and all those things are normally on a bestsellers that usually have like booming sales. So those kind of things. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
This is Varsha Rao with the camera person Pragya Joshi. Thank you for watching BCJ News.
कामकाजी महिलाओं के ऊपर घर की जिम्मेदारी भी होती है। इसी के कारण उनके वेतन और शुल्क पर भी इसका प्रभाव पड़ रहा है। उनके दोहरा बोझ उनके वेतन वाले काम के लिए समय और ऊर्जा कम कर देता है और तरक्की के रास्ते में रुकावट बन जाता है। कम घंटे काम करने के कारण महिलाओं की पदोन्नति ना मिलने से उनकी कमाई और कम हो जाती है। नतीजा यह वेतन अंतर और बढ़ जाता है, जिससे महिलाओं को आर्थिक और पेशेवर दोनों तरह का नुकसान झेलना पड़ता है।
In the 2023 United Nations Women Report on the Gender Pay Gap, it was revealed that globally women earn 77 cents for every dollar earned by men. In the context of India, the World Economic Forum positioned the country at 135 out of 146 nations in its Global Gender Gap Index. Additionally, the Women Inequality Report highlighted that men in India receive 82% of the labor income, while women only earn 18%. Women also suffer from double burden. Today we delve into the root cause of this stark reality. First, we have with us Mrs. Juhi Jha, joining us as a house help and a homemaker.
नमस्ते, आपका नाम क्या है?
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम शगुफ्ता है।
आप कहाँ से हैं?
दिल्ली से।
अच्छा
उत्तम नगर से।
अच्छा। आप घर का काम करते हो या बाहर का काम भी करते हो?
दोनों करती हूँ, घर का भी और बाहर भी जाती हूँ।
अच्छा, तो आप क्या काम करते हो वैसे? टेलीकॉलिंग। तो आपके लिए सबसे ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट कौन सा काम होता है, बाहर का काम या घर का काम?
घर का काम थोड़ा ज्यादा मुश्किल होता है।
आप बता सकते हैं कि आप क्या क्या करते हो?
सुबह सबसे पहले उठ के घर की सफाई, झाड़ू पोछा, फिर नाश्ता, फिर पति के लिए खाना और अपने लिए भी। फिर उसके बाद ऑफिस जाती हूँ। फिर ऑफिस में भी काम रहता है, कॉल्स वगैरह आते हैं तो उनको अटेंड करना होता है। पति की भी ज़्यादा सैलरी नहीं है, इसीलिए जॉब करना पड़ता है।
अच्छा, ठीक है, थैंक यू।
वेलकम।
And now we have with us Mrs. Rani and Mrs. Shanti Radha, who are the founder of Nari Shakti NGO, working for women empowerment since 1987.
हेलो, आज है हमारे साथ मिसेस रानी और मिसेस शांति राधा, जो कि वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट के लिए काम करती हैं। इनका एक एनजीओ है जिसका नाम है नारी शक्ति। सो आज का हमारा टॉपिक ये रहेगा कि कैसे वुमेन्स पर उनको एक काम के लिए, जैसे मेल्स को किसी सेम काम के लिए ज्यादा पैसे मिलते हैं, वुमेन्स को कम पैसे मिलते हैं, जिसको जेंडर पे पैरिटी भी कहा जाता है। तो आइए अब हम जानते हैं इनसे कि इनके एनजीओ में जितने लोग जुड़े हुए हैं और जितनी सारी चीजें हो रही हैं इनके साथ, तो इनके एनजीओ में जितने लोग जुड़े हुए हैं वो औरतें कैसे इस चीजों को फेस करती हैं। आपका क्या कहना है, आपके साथ जो लोग जुड़े हुए हैं वो लोग कैसे इस चीजों को फेस करते हैं, वो औरतें कैसे रह रही हैं?
ऐसा है कि महिलाएं जैसी हैं, महिलाओं को जितना वर्क के लिए जितना उनको बेनिफिट मिलना चाहिए वो नहीं मिलता है। और जब वो समाज के बीच में खड़ी होती हैं तो जितने लोग भी रहते हैं, तो जब भी एक तरफ पुरुष रहते हैं एक तरफ महिलाएं रहती हैं, तो महिलाएं जो है कि उनको सपोर्ट नहीं किया जाता है, बल्कि उनको डोमिनेट किया जाता है और सारे जेंट्स आगे आ जाते हैं, महिलाएं पीछे रह जाती हैं। जब भी कोई वर्क करती हैं तो उनको वर्क का उनको सही मुआवजा नहीं मिलता है। जब घर में भी काम करती हैं तो भी वो उनको सारे घर के सारे काम करने होते हैं। उसके बाद करके वो तब वो ऑफिस जाती हैं, और जब वो ऑफिस से आती हैं तो उनको भी, बच्चों को भी पूरी फुलफिलमेंट चाहिए, हस्बैंड को भी पूरी फुलफिलमेंट चाहिए। कोई उनको कोई सपोर्ट नहीं करता है, ना मेंटली प्रिपेयर हो पाती हैं ना फिजिकली प्रिपेयर हो पाती हैं, क्योंकि उनको फिजिकली भी उनको सारे वर्क करने होते हैं। वो वैसी थकी मांदी रहती है, ऑफिस में भी जाती है तो वो भी डिस्टर्ब रहती है, वहां भी उन्हें डोमिनेट किया जाता है। जितने लोग मिलते हैं वो उनसे बस ये एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि आप सारे काम को बिल्कुल फुलफिलमेंट दीजिए, आपको ये करना है। कोई ये नहीं सोचता कि हम इनके काम का कितना सपोर्ट करते हैं, चाहे वो कोई भी पर्सन हो। जब भी हम किसी समाज में कोई जैसे आए होते हैं बड़े लोग, तो हम उनके बीच में खड़े होते हैं तो उनको पुरुषों को ही सपोर्ट किया जाता है और महिलाओं को एक साइड में कर दिया जाता है। जबकि जब महिलाएं और पुरुष जब हम एक ही साथ एक ही वर्क में जब सम्मिलित हैं तो हम दोनों को साथ साथ सपोर्ट होना चाहिए, वो नहीं होता है। इसलिए जहां तक मेरा अपना अंदाजा है कि महिलाओं का सपोर्ट नहीं हो रहा है, ना ही उन्हें मिलता है।
अच्छा, तो आपका क्या कहना है इन चीजों पे? आप कैसे देखती हैं दुनिया में कि आपके आसपास ऐसा होता है?
Our last story for tonight revolves around the students who are working while studying, how they manage their study with work and what led them to work while studying. It also discussed the different methods used by students these days to earn money while studying.
So good morning everyone, my name is Manas Bhatt.
Okay, my name is Priyanshu Sharma.
Hi guys, this is Raj and I'm in my second year of BBA.
And currently my age is 22 and I'm pursuing a degree of BBA from Indraprastha University, New Delhi.
My college is Delhi College of Arts and Commerce and my course is BA program History plus Political Science. I am from second year and actually my profession is I am a small business owner of artificial.
I earn money by running my own business and it's about clothing.
How do you maintain a balance between work commitments and your college studies?
It's really not a tiresome course, but it's a really like you have to work hard for it. You can get good marks if you just read even for an half an hour or so in a day or so. So I just maintain my work and all these things.
Actually I don't have to balance because मेरा कॉलेज 9 to 2 है एंड देन अगर मैं ग्लोबल मार्केट में ट्रेड करता हूँ तो फॉर श्योर न्यूयॉर्क मार्केट आपका 5:30 PM खुलता है, सो आई डोंट हैव टू बैलेंस.
Can you tell me something about your earning patterns?
I have made pretty good sales. It was around 13 to 14K last 2 weeks, and I am also making sales right now also.
Actually, my profession won't allow this, but I can say that अगर मैं बोलूँ तो मेरे एक्सपेंस मैं खुद ही उठा रहा हूँ. फिलहाल मैं भी दिल्ली में रह रहा हूँ, सारे एक्सपेंसेस मैं खुद उठा रहा हूँ, इवन फीस भी मैं कॉलेज की खुद ही भर चुका हूँ.
what motivated you to start this small business?
I wanted to pursue a course that is, you can pursue also like it's a course from Harvard University. It's an online course. It was asking like 1,700 rupees for the certification, e-certification. So they would have given anyways. So, but I started that like why to ask them if I can earn. So that motivates me like to start something new. And I also saw like a Polaroid stall in my college, and I was like, oh, I can do this. And
I guess poverty. It's not about poverty, but when I started, we are middle class actually. हम मिडिल क्लास थे, तो इतना एक्सपेंस करने के लिए मिलते नहीं थे और सपने काफी बड़े थे, इसलिए खुद ही कमाना शुरू करना पड़ा था. सपने बड़े थे, सपने पूरे जल्दी करने थे, इसलिए जल्दी शुरू करना पड़ा.
How do your parents support you in this business?
so my parents, actually my mom brought a Polaroid from me, and she also paid me 50 rupees. Like they support, they are like really like very supportive parents, and they all my father is a business owner too, so he knows, he also studied at an early age, so like he also supports me a lot, and he also like pay sometimes when I get in depreciation. So I think it's fine, like my parents support me.
Because my parents always supported me from the starting till now. इवन जब मैं दिल्ली आया था तो एक एडवांस कोर्स लेके आया था, ट्रेनिंग से रिलेटेड लेके आया था, उसकी फीस भी मेरे पेरेंट्स ने भरी थी, और मैं उनसे कह रहा था कि मैं भरूंगा, बट उन्होंने कहा कि अभी हम पढ़ा रहे हैं तो हम ही भरेंगे.
In your opinion, do you believe that working and earning money alongside your college studies can provide valuable skills and contribute to making your life easier?
Yes, I believe, because college is the time when you like develop habits like waking up early, and that the habits that you develop at college time would take you, would be a lifetime habits. Also, like when you do things like owning a business and owning these things and owning a startup, as we say, so you make a very good schedule. You have to wake up early, and you have to do time management. You also develop many skills. Like you don't waste times alongside. You also like earn money.
What are the skills that you have acquired that are beneficial in your college studies?
Like I can say like good selling skills, sales skills, and also like pitching skills. Also like I might say confidence. I build up confidence when I deal with customers.
Okay. But for sure, I learned so many skills. For example, I do digital marketing. I learned trading. For sure, trading की है मैंने. एंड इसके अलावा अगर मैं बोलूँ तो मैंने एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग भी कर रखी है, फ्रीलांसिंग भी मैंने कर रखी है, एंड आई एम अ सर्टिफाइड फोटोग्राफर.
Have you encountered any challenging situation at work while managing your college studies? If so, then how do you overcome it?
So yeah, there are many challenges. Like whenever like if I paid for a college fest, like I have to purchase a stall in the college, and at that day like the teacher asked to give a test, and they like just asked like tomorrow you have to give a test. That would be like really harmful for me, like I might say, as I have already paid, and my like savings are expended on that. So I have to give the test also, like so I might say like these tests and these sudden tests, these are the most challenging things that I faced.
Actually एक है जो प्रॉब्लम है, that is attendance. कॉलेज में अटेंडेंस मैंडेटरी है एंड फॉर श्योर बहुत जरूरी है, बट वही चीज है जो मैं मैनेज नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ फिलहाल में. तो
The main issue that I face while earning money is that it is really difficult to manage college and my own business. So I think that's the major issue I am facing right now.
Any advice you would like to give to your peers who are also working while studying?
First of all, you have to start. So if you don't start, you never know where you will reach. But I also started, and I have made pretty good sales.
सिर्फ यही कहूँगा कि शुरू कर दो बस, क्योंकि कुछ लोग शुरू नहीं करते. वो सोचते हैं कि कल करेंगे, परसों करेंगे, या मंडे से करेंगे, या जिम जाना तो एक तारीख से जाएंगे, या उस दिन मंडे पड़ जाए. तो वही चीज़ है कि शुरू करिए आप. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल शुरू करना बहुत जरूरी है, और जितना अभी तो ये छोटी आपकी, जितना सीख सकते हैं, जितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज ग्रैब कर सकते हैं करिए. हो सकता है कि आप गलत होंगे, बट ठीक है, फिर भी ग्रैब करिए और सीखिए, एक्सपीरियंस लीजिए उस चीज का. दैट्स इट.
Thank you, Pranshu. All the best for your futures.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Those were the headlines for tonight. Thanks for watching Primetime News.
ऐसी ही अधिक जानकारी के लिए बने रहिए हमारे साथ DCT न्यूज़।